What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today. Marvel Strike Force's newest blog post here, really addressing the Gambit raids. As you can see on screen, they finally taken a lot of feedback, and I'm sure you guys have seen it already over the Reddit posts. But throughout this last week, it's been absolutely excruciating for alliance members, just going through just a lot of pressure to really manage their individual nodes and be able to push forward. But it seems like there's some big changes actually being revised. So as you can see, they've actually listened in terms of the aspect of scoring, and they are now officially going to be revising it so that it's going to be a skill-based event. So it's going to be ultimately improving, so that way it should feel less pressure for individual nodes and more so on the overall result. So I'm assuming that this is going to be translating to the percentage we get, and that's going to ultimately translate to the points, as opposed to us being able to acquire points per node, per completion of being a node. Next of all, we're actually getting an additional day now for the Gambit raids. As you can see, one additional day to give us that extra time to actually accompany for the bracelet. As well, if you guys know about the timing, how it's factored in was that there was only going to ever be 6 raids in total that we can run, even despite the week of, just because you still have to generate enough of the actual credits to be able to run the event. So that was the logic there. Even though we get the additional day, this is what's appropriate, because this is what's going to make it feasible for us, especially as players, running 1 raid per day, as opposed to being able to get it done sooner, so that way you can quickly pump out another raid. So that was the logic there. And then lastly, they are actually going to be able to add a couple more characters here now to each trait list, and I really like the additions here. Some of them are a little mute, unfortunately, but the big one is actually going to be clubs here. As you can see, specifically with Longshot and Beast now being added to the clubs lane. And in case you guys have been following along or not, clubs lane for sure is either the hardest or the second hardest lane to actually go through. And with the majority of these lanes, when you go through it, there actually isn't any sustain for the club. So the fact that they added characters like Beast that can actually provide a cleanse, mind you, it does only impact appropriate allies, but the fact that he can actually have a cleanse for himself, being able to have a strong healer ISO 8, and as well as his ultimate that does benefit other allies on his team, that's going to be huge. He's naturally a sustaining character, so just having someone like Beast is going to be able to provide a lot of mileage now for the sustainability aspect. And the other one is the Longshot. Now, being able to synergize actually with Shatterstar. Shatterstar is actually eligible for the club's nodes, but what a lot of players found was that when you only have one of the 2 dad brothers, it's extremely difficult to find value in them. But if you have them built up now, that synergy is going to be there with Beast, and combine that with T'Challa and Silver Surfer. I think the club's lane specifically is going to see a lot more streamlined gameplay, so that's absolutely huge. Diamonds, Madeline Pryor, and Storm, they're going to have some synergies with the X-Men, so that's going to be good. Diamonds lane was the second one that was noted as being quite difficult, just given the number of nodes you have to go through and working in tandem with your fellow lane partner as well. Hearts and Spades, Jessica Jones stature thing, She-Hulk, honestly, this is pretty mute. I think Hearts and Spades do have it the best right now in terms of the selection of characters, and especially Spades. I'm part of that lane as well right now, synergizing with the clubs, and Spades is honestly a walk in the park, especially if you have Morgan Le Fay. She can really just blow through everyone, combining with Deathpool's strike, so I don't think that's an issue whatsoever. But those additions I think they just needed to add something, so that way they can say that they made an effort, right? And lastly, they are actually sending out some additional kinetic health packs and kinetic refills, just to assist us in getting us to the finish line. So hopefully you guys are on track with the milestones, especially wrapping up this first week. But I know it's been a struggle, and it's been quite the pressure to actually get it done, especially if you guys are working in tandem, just trying to hit those milestones. But this is definitely a welcome news for Sore Eyes, just because a lot of complaints, a lot of feedback, and I honestly, as a player and a key part of my alliance, I'm just really glad that they were able to actually respond to the feedback in a meaningful way, especially in preparation now for the next running of this event. So here's to a better event, you guys. Hopefully we don't have to see something like this ever again. Absolutely brutal. Good luck with the rest of your guys' farming, and thank you as always. I'll see you guys in the next one.